Hello, trading is closed on June 6, 2019. Go over our calls. We looked for higher prices. That's what we got. This is a pattern with the early low, and tomorrow's pattern has the early high. Doesn't mean it won't gap down first. We get to cross a MEJT target off the list, but there are a few from today's patterns we get to add. Ultimate targets have no time limit. They usually print pretty quickly. These other ones are favored to print before tomorrow's close. As always, if we gap up smartly, I'm no longer predicting they'll print within that time period. Before I get into these signals, this is the email address I've been posting. It's not my only email address, and for unrelated reasons, I went into the spam folder on the other email address, and I found all kinds of questions and comments and everything. So many I just can't go through them. So I'm sorry, but I never saw the comments, and I can't respond to something I haven't seen. I'm going to request if someone has a comment for me that they write me at this email address, and hopefully it won't go into the spam folder. In the morning pattern, MEJT said this false move would retrace and this false rally would retrace, and they both did. It said ultimately both lower and higher prices would print. We got the higher prices. MEJT says it's false and will retrace. Here are the targets. Here's where I think we are in the pattern. I think that was A. We're making a B. I'm not certain B's over. It probably isn't, but when it is, I'm looking for a C. Question is, where's B's going to end? And I think we have a shot at 28.75. It's not the only number that works, and it doesn't mean we go there in a straight line. I always look for new indicators. Just because something works retrospectively, you can't have confidence it'll work prospectively. One thing which I'm evaluating to see if it works is to take a gap with a strong move, set the gap equal to either of the Fibonacci numbers 14.6% or 23.6%, and see if the gap ends at 100. So this is 23.6. And that's 14.6, and it calls that top right over there. Again, I don't know if it'll work prospectively, but when I looked at it looked at it in retrospect, it worked a significant percentage of the time. Now, one thing with the longer track record is the Gann fan line. Here's the all-time high. Take a 1x2 line. It stops right over here. If we are going to have this resistance not hold, we should gap over this line. But if it holds, as I think it will, we should see lower prices tomorrow. Doesn't mean we have to close lower. It's tough to take a long position or short position of any size when the employment report comes out tomorrow. It can move the market in a large move in a direction you can't always predict. But for tomorrow, look for the pattern with the early high. Doesn't mean you won't gap down first. Here are my targets. If we gap up smartly, I'm no longer predicting they print. If we don't gap up smartly, I predict they will print, and we should see support under them. The support doesn't have to hold. And that's today's call.